Welcome to Dallas Cowboys Take. Ryu, we've got Sean here. The other guys, they're not here, and maybe they'll be joining in. I don't know. We'll see. But the show must go on. We're going to go over the Patriots game. We're going to go predictions for the Niners game, the tough Niners game. But before we do, like and subscribe, comment. If you like it, beats the algorithm. That's all I'm asking. If you haven't subscribed, please do so now. But let's get started. Sean, we have the Niners game coming up, and we'll talk about it in a minute. But I want just your first impressions of the last game against the Patriots. What was your first impressions about what happened?
I think we did what we were expected to do. Patriots not very good this year, 1-3 now. I just think it was a game that was expected. We were expected to do that, but defense did step up a lot. I mean, defense was unstoppable, and offense too. So overall, I mean, you can't be mad at it. 38-3 handed Belichick the worst loss of his career. It was sad to see Zeke on the other side, but it is what it is. But they gave him a lot of props, which is good.
Right. I mean, my first impression, I was surprised that we beat him down that bad. That was my first impression. Like, I didn't expect that at all.
Really?
I actually picked a close game. I actually picked a grind them out game, and I was like, we would win by like 6 or 8. I can't remember what it was, but I thought it was going to be close. Just because Belichick is a coach that knows how to take away your best weapon, and he didn't do that. I mean, but our best weapon was our defense that game, right? So
yeah,
how could he take that away? I was a bit shocked. I wasn't shocked that we won, but I was just a bit shocked that we won by 35 points. That's what got me.
35, yeah. 35 is a little steep. I knew we were going to win, but I knew we were going to win by at least 2 touchdowns. But 38-3 was that's what I had. I had 2 touchdowns, but it was pretty good. I mean, we just got to stay consistent.
Yeah, that's the thing. And then a lot of people were picking the Patriots to beat us, right? And then come Monday morning, they're like, well, it was the Patriots. Well, you picked them to beat us, though. That was Mac Jones, but you picked them to beat us. Like it's like they're never satisfied with the Cowboys' victory. There's always some kind of excuse. You know what I mean? Like they don't give us any credit, any props for winning, beating the teams we're supposed to be. We're supposed to beat the Giants, right? We kicked the shit out of them. We're supposed to beat the Jets. We did the same thing to them. We're supposed to beat the Cardinals. We didn't do that, but we're supposed to beat the Patriots. All 3 games that we were supposed to win and we beat the shit out of them, they don't say anything. But the one we lose, it's like, oh, you see, I told you. Yeah. Cowboys are the Cowboys, right? Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard being a Cowboy fan because there's so many haters out there. Just as much as there are Cowboy fans, it's all haters. And so yeah, we post up 38-3 and we don't get no respect at all. You're right. I've been watching all the stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
Obviously on Monday basically. And good win. It was the Patriots though. It's like, but on Saturday, we're gonna have a tough game. And Belichick's teams you're right, they're usually very good and well coached. And I think they are still pretty good and well coached. I just think we were too much for them.
Yeah, I mean in the first game of the season they played the Eagles. They almost beat the Eagles if Belichick goes for the field goal, and then later on another field goal. They might have they probably would have beat the Eagles, but they're not talking about how we beat the shit out of them compared to what the Eagles did. And they're not talking about the Eagles schedule up to now compared to ours. It's pretty much the same. We haven't played nobody. The Niners have played the Giants. They've played the Rams, which is looking okay. They're looking decent. And they played the Cardinals, and they played the Steelers. Who have they played? They haven't played anybody really that well either. But the Niners are good though. We're going to talk about that in a minute, but they are good. So defensive side of the ball, obviously Bland had his, pick 6, and then he had an interception. We had a scoop and score by Van Der Esch. But was there anything that you saw that you can critique a little bit, or something that you noticed that we need to work on? What do you think?
It's hard. It's hard to detail a game like that, but they were just Dan Quinn was throwing everything at him. He didn't hold back. I mean, he was very aggressive. I saw a lot of stunts. I saw a lot of blitzes. I saw Micah Parsons going from left to right again. I mean, it was the same defense that this year's defense that we're used to seeing, and he just it was, who cares if it was the Patriots? He opened up the playbook and he used pretty much everything and all the disguises and everything, even though, and threw Mac Jones off his game.
Yeah.
The coverage disguises were brilliant, and Mac Jones had people open but couldn't find them. I saw people open, but he couldn't find them because he was confused, and that's what a good defense does: confuse the quarterback. I think overall, Dan Quinn's game was genius, and we'll talk about, like I said, talk about the 49ers and why I think that that some things may be different on the Niner game, but overall on this game on the defensive side, man, these guys were running around. They look so comfortable out there. That's the thing of the defense. They look so calm. They look so comfortable. Nothing can phase them. It was good to see. And us as Cowboy fans, when we see that, we're calm too. It's just like, okay, something's gonna happen. Boom, pick six. Something's gonna. I understand he throws against the freaking grain, and you're not supposed to do that. But hey, why did he do that? We made him do that. He was so confused out there. He was making stupid plays, and Mac Jones is, he's usually a pretty smart quarterback, very smart. He came from a really good coaching pedigree, and he doesn't make mistakes like that. But when you get flustered and when you get confused, you look like a rookie again, right out of college, and that's what he looked like. And that's what Dan Quinn made him look like.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, nobody's talking about that. Nobody's saying, it was the Patriots. It was Mac Jones, but nobody's talking about. Yeah, Mac Jones looked like crap because the defense made him look like crap. Like, give the defense some credit. Shit, Mac Jones is not a bad quarterback. He's a decent quarterback.
Very smart quarterback, man.
Yeah.
He just didn't look like it against the defense because he was totally out of sorts. He was totally confused.
Yeah, because he looked all right against the Eagles. He scored, I think, 25 or 20 something points against them. He looked all right against them, But anyway, so the Patriots. It is what it is. It's gone. But I agree with you. I feel bad for Zeke. He just doesn't look happy over there.
I know.
He's there for a paycheck. He's trying to, add years to his career. But I don't know. I just feel bad for him. Maybe I don't know. Maybe that he gets released and the Cowboys want him back. I don't know. I have no idea. Speaking of released,
he's done, dude.
He's done.
He's done. Sad, but he's done.
Speaking of release, Randy Gregory got released from the Broncos. Would you want him
back? That. You know what? I do for his ability, but I don't for his head.
Yeah.
Because he was kind of a knucklehead, and we had him in the locker room, and there's a reason why. The Broncos obviously are shitting the bed, so they're trying to make moves and try to make some changes. But why Randall Gregory? Do you know why?
He's a head case, dude. I think he's a head case. Yeah.
I think that's the only reason why, right? They're not saying. I tried to look up some stuff. They're not saying why they released him. They just said they needed to make some changes, but there's got to be something more for that. And Jerry Jones likes his guys, man, and that's one of his guys. So we might see something happen, if the price is right.
I don't know. He talked a little shit when he left, so I don't know. We'll see.
Talked a lot of shit when he left, man.
You know who I would want? This is what I want to happen. I would love, because the Broncos are obviously not good, and the more games they lose, they might be looking to trade some assets. I would love to trade for Patrick Surtain.
We could have had him, remember?
I know. Could have had him.
Yeah. Who did we pick for him?
We ended up getting Michael.
We got Parsons.
Though. We got.
Oh yeah, never mind. That was a good pick.
yeah. It's the best pick at all of us. So we got Parsons.
Yeah, but he was on the board. Yeah, so yeah, he's a great corner. Another good coaching pedigree. Where he come from? Alabama, right? Yeah. He's good, definitely. Can you imagine having Surtain with what we got right now,
dude? I'm thinking
and help with Diggs.
That's what I'm thinking of. Diggs being out and you get Surtain, it'll cost a lot. But if you get him, you have him there won't be much of a drop off because we don't have Diggs this year because Surtain is obviously really good. He's a Pro Bowler. But next year you have Surtain and Diggs and put Bland back at the corners. the slot corner.
Yeah,
that's tough, man. It's hard to throw on that team. And my B pick would, if we could trade for this one, might probably be more likely because Marcus Peters with the Raiders. He's a cornerback. he's with the Raiders, and his contract is up this year. It would be a rental just for this year. The Raiders aren't doing very well either. They might want some draft picks, some draft capital. They might trade for like a 5th rounder or something like that, and we get Peters, pay him for the rest of the season. And after that, but he'd be a good replacement. So Black can go back to the corner slot, and he's pretty good. He'd be a good replacement. So, I don't know.
I mean, that would be huge. I don't think it's going to happen, but that would be huge for huge. Like you said, he's still on his rookie contract though. Sertan is right.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah, we'd have to pay him next year. It'd be like a rental, kind of, right?
I mean, unless you decide to, because imagine
unless
if you can
sign him.
Imagine if you could sign him. I mean, shit.
Yeah.
It'd be crazy. But you have to get Dak signed this year so you can free up some cap space. But I guess that's for.
Yeah, we got a linebacker. Put him on the practice squad, right? Linebacker from
the Chargers.
From the Chargers? Was it the Chargers?
Yeah, it's from the Chargers.
Yeah, he's a second-year guy, or
I think he was. No, he's not a rookie. I think his second year, but I think he was with. Might have been. I don't know. Might have been Clemson. He was an ACC All-American.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe DQ's defense, he can do something. But we need the depth. That's for sure.
We need the depth for sure. Yeah.
And it backfired when they got rid of Harper. They put him on waivers, and they were thinking nobody's going to claim him, and they can put him on the practice squad. But I think Cincinnati scooped him up. So
gone.
Yeah, he's gone. So there goes that. But so not much to say about the defense because they balled out. Michael Parsons didn't have any sacks. He got hurt a little bit. You can tell he was wavering a little bit. He was kind of slow. But that's all right. We did our thing. So I'll go to the offense. Our offensive line, everybody came back except for Tyron Smith, which we don't know if he's going to be back this week, which we really need him for this week. Zach Martin hurt his groin, I guess, but he's practicing, or he'll be okay. They say he'll practice tomorrow, and he'll be there for Sunday's game. We don't have Zach Martin and Tyron Smith. You could just you could toss him out, bro. Yeah, sure. Yeah. But my question to you, I want to ask you: are you concerned about our red zone offense?
Yes,
you are.
And I put that down right here when I'm talking about offense. Because our red zone offense is, I think even Dak at the end of the game, he was talking about that, about he's got to be better in the red zone, and the team's got to be better in the red zone. But I don't know if it's plays that are being dialed up in the red zone that we're just not, or we're just not executing. But it looks like Dak just doesn't have. I mean, everyone's always covered. I mean, it's not because Dak is doing something wrong or whatever. He's looking to his progressions, and he seems like he's not finding anybody. So then he has to hold the ball or try to make something happen, and it happens in the red zone. Outside the red zone, if we're on the 40 or 50, the plays look nice and smooth. When we hit that red zone, something happens. You feel the same way?
Yeah, no. From 20 to 20, we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
Why? Why do you think that is?
Well, I have a little bit of different perspective on that. We didn't have a preseason. Our stars didn't have a preseason. This is the new offense for us. The West Coast, Texas Coast offense is brand new for Dak and the offense. It takes a little time to get used to. Like I said, they didn't have a preseason. If this was week 8 or 9, then I would say, yeah, I'll hit the panic button. Since this is going to be, or it was week 4, it's going to be week 5. I'm not hitting the panic button yet because they have to get used to this offense. And
the same offense, right? Just different play calls.
Same offense as last year? No, it's the same offense as the West Coast offense. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the West Coast offense. It's just a little bit of conventional, but so if you think about this, we are beating people's asses minus Cardinals game with field goals. So when we get it together and we start to week 8 or 9 and we start to score these touchdowns because we're getting used to the West Coast offense, imagine how much better we're going to be, not have to rely on the defense as much because our offense is going to be clicking on all cylinders and scoring those, replacing those 3 with 7. Imagine when that happens, we're going to be kicking the shit out of people. So that's how good we can be and we should be. So right now, if somebody asks me, are you concerned? I'm not concerned. I'm frustrated, but I'm not concerned.
Yeah, that's a good word. Frustrated is a good word.
Yeah. I'm frustrated, but like I said, they're going to get it together. And when they do, replacing those points with 7, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be. Imagine if all those field goals we had the 3 games that we won, if we replaced 1 or 2 of those with touchdowns.
Yeah, for sure.
Beating the shit out of people. So, just a little frustrated right now.
Our defenses playing us? Are you seeing defenses playing us any different when it comes to us being in the red zone?
I don't see them playing any difference from between the 20 and the 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're going man. I think they're going. I
More
see
man,
more
right?
man. I see that they're going more man, and they're only rushing 4, so they have 7 in coverage, and they're manning up, so they have 1 or 2 free to roam around and maybe double CD or whatnot. That's what I see. But I mean, you got to get creative. Look, I mean, you got to do something like the Chiefs do, shovel passes or whatever. They get really creative.
Yeah.
Some's got to give. You got to do something else, especially
a lot of crossing routes, pick plays.
Right, rub routes.
Yeah, rub routes.
You know, I think they attempted a shovel pass, or just Dak just made it a shovel pass. I don't know if that was the play, and that
that was like a push off the chest pass.
Yeah, I don't know if that was designed and it just got messed up. I don't know what the case was, but he did have a touchdown pass dropped by Schoonmaker.
Yeah,
right in his hands.
I think this is the second one he dropped in the end zone.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a rookie, but dude, you got to catch those, man.
But Dak is starting to get a groove with Ferguson, 7 for 7.
Oh, definitely, dude.
For 77 yards. That's 11 yards per catch.
Yeah.
So, like I said, Ferguson was the next Dalton Schultz.
Yeah.
When Dalton Schultz came out of Stafford,
Ferguson will be better than Dalton Schultz.
I think so too. When Schultz came out of Stafford, he was just a blocking tight end. He was okay, and then he developed.
Yeah.
Ferguson, same way. He came out of Wisconsin, I believe. Same thing. He's more.
Where's Hendershot?
I don't know where he's from, dude. I have no idea where.
Where is he at on the field?
He was hurt.
Oh, he was hurt that game. Okay.
Hurt last week.
I like him a lot, dude.
That's why we had to start. We had to bring up 84 McEwen, yeah, and he's just a blocking tight end, but we had to bring him up. But I think Hendershot will be back this week.
Yeah, we need him.
But so you mentioned Dak a little bit, and he's seen the field well, but in the red zone he can't find anybody open. So to me, I'm sure you agree with me. As long as he doesn't turn the ball over, we're gonna have a really, really good shot of winning.
Yep.
Right?
For sure.
Because that interception, he doesn't turn the ball over, then it's going to be 3 points.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we're going to get to the 20. We're going to get to the 30. It's about, controlling that ball. It's taking care of the ball so we can kick a field goal if we have to.
Yeah. I mean, we move the ball. Great. It's just something happens when we get to that 20. I don't know. Like you said, maybe they're playing us more man coverage and only 4 on the line. Even 4 on the line, though, sometimes we're getting a breakthrough. He's getting rushed. So
yeah.
But hopefully we'll be healthy here on the line soon with everybody.
Yeah, I know. Hopefully Smith comes back this week. We'll see. But I wanted to talk about Pollard. Do you think he needs to get the? I know he didn't need to, but he only had like 12 carries for 50-something yards. You think he needs to get the ball a little more?
I don't know. He averaged like 4. I think it says 4.3 yards in average per carry. I mean, if you got someone who's giving you 4 yards or 5 yards a pop, I think he does need the ball a little more. The touches, 11 touches. Maybe I'd like to see 8 more touches a game, like 18 to 19 touches for him. I think that would be good. But there were some plays that he did get stopped at the line. Yeah. And with the West Coast offense, I mean, McCarthy just likes to gain yardage quick. He doesn't like the 2, 3, 4 yards. It seems like he doesn't like that. Seems like whenever they stop it, he just opens up to going straight to pass. But he's not as bad, obviously, as last year. Obviously, but yeah, I would like to see him run a little bit more. Did they have to? Were they saving him for something? I don't know.
Because when I was watching the game, it was like he's not running the ball. It's pass on first, pass on second. I'm like, I mean, it was working, and I was sitting on watching the game with Dad. I'm like, he needs to run the damn ball, but Dad's like, yeah, I agree, but it's working. And what he's doing, I mean, yeah, it is, but you still need to run the ball to set up the play action. And then Dak threw the ball 30-something times. He had 200-something yards. Usually, when you throw that many times, you're going to have over 300 yards. So that's telling me everything's short, which is fine. Like I said, as long as he doesn't turn over the ball, we'll be fine. But you got to mix in totally TP in there a little bit, dude. It's the reason why you got rid of Zeke. He's the man. Give him the ball, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to see him hurt either. So maybe they were up quick. Maybe they didn't think that they needed to use him as much.
Right.
I don't know what the think is that, but I would like to see how many carries would you like to see him? I'd like to see him between 17 and 18 carries a game.
I want to see him. I like to see him be 20, 23.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and depending on how the game's going, but 20, 23. I don't know. We'll see. But I think with the Niners defense, I think they're going to try to get him involved more, whether that be through the air or on the ground, because that front four of theirs is pretty good. So I think we'll see a little more. I think we might see a little more Deuce. He can't block worth shit. We all know that. But I think you're going to see him on the flats, screens or whatnot. I don't know. We'll see. But
I like how we got Gallup more involved, though.
Yeah,
I think he needs to get more involved, man.
And that's the thing that people are just so impatient. Like, oh, Gallup isn't doing shit first game. Gallup is like, relax.
Yeah,
he'll be fine.
He wasn't even targeted. How can you?
Right. I think we need to get Cooks involved now. Cooks needs to be involved. He needs to go deep. We need to throw it to this guy, dude.
Yeah.
He's a pro.
There's so many weapons. It's going to be someone different almost every game.
It should be, yeah, and it should be. And hopefully it's Cooks' time this game. And he's a Pro Bowler. He has 1,000 yards every year. Like, this guy can ball. Like, get him the ball. Spread it around, I think that's what we need to do, because they're going to be concentrating on CD, that. So Cooks is going to step up. So that's the Pats game. That's in the past. But let's go to the 49ers and go ahead and talk about what you see on that D and what we're going to have to play with, what we're going to have to play against, and what we're going to fear.
Well, obviously edge rushing, right? I mean, if Smith is not playing, I mean, we're in trouble,
right?
Just point blank, we're in trouble on the edge. But McCarthy's smart. He knows that. And I think he has a game plan to get the ball out of Dak's hands quick. And I think we're going to see more of that, more of a, three-step drop, right? 2-step drop. We're not going to see him holding the ball very long against this defense. And I hope not. I hope he doesn't. But but our defense, this is what I don't want to jump ahead, but I just have this, like, we were watching so Dan Quinn on inferior teams like the Patriots and all these other teams that we play, he throws the playbook all the time out, very comfortable, and is okay to go ahead and blitz and do all these stunts. I've noticed in the past that against good teams, he's more hesitant to do that. Like we were watching the Canelo fight, right? Charlo's he's a good opponent. He's a great boxer, right? He lets his hands go. Against Canelo, he didn't let his hands go because he was worried about the counterpunch. I think sometimes Dan Quinn is worried about the counterpunch on good teams. So he holds back a little bit with all these stunts and with all the stuff that he wants to do because he's worried about the counterpunch. I want to see him unleash and unload just like he did the Patriot game, just like he did the previous games. But what I see against good teams is a more conservative defense. And I don't want to see that. I want to see Parsons moving around. I want to see twists. I want to see blitzes. I want to see Curse coming from the end. I want to see different things like that. But I don't think we're going to see that because his experience is I'm being more conservative because I don't want to get my hands stuck in the cookie jar. So that's the main thing what I'm scared of. I think our offense is going to do okay. But our defense, if he unleashes them, we're going to be good. And who cares if we get beat once or twice? It's going to happen. It's the NFL.
Yeah.
But to be conservative, I just don't like that. So hopefully the big key to me this game is to see what Dan Quinn does with the defense.
Yeah, I think you got to put Brock on his ass, dude.
Yeah.
You got to put this guy on his ass, dude.
Absolutely.
I know Shanahan's offense is quarterback friendly, gets the road to the ball quickly, but there's the thing we have to do, Sean, is our edges have to stay home because they do have to do waggles a lot. They like to do boots. And then when our DN crashes to go for that fake run and it goes around and Purdy just finds that we need to stay home on that. That's gonna be key. And then obviously CMC McCaffrey's gonna be key but you know what? Last year in the playoffs, we stopped him. He only had like 30 yards rushing, 30-something yards. Like,
yeah, he just looks totally different, dude.
I know he does.
The guy's a monster.
So I think if you key on CMC, we have a good shot of beating him. We put Purdy on his ass. We have a good shot at. I think we have a good shot at beating him. But I'm not worried about our defense, like you said. But that's what we were saying about the Cardinals. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm more worried about our offense because their defense is really good. They don't have to blitz at all because they just have 7 in coverage and they send 4 and they get in. And they're really
good. The key to offense is if Dak, like you said, doesn't turn the ball over.
Right.
That's going to be the main thing. He doesn't turn the ball over.
The thing I'm scared about Dak is he doesn't have a great arm. So when he's thrown the out pattern, it's not very
floats up there.
Yeah, it floats up there. So it's one of those things to where like the Niners picked it off last year in the playoffs. That's what I'm afraid of. The out pattern. They just jump the route. Now you get away with it a couple times and they jump it, then you can go, they can go like a chair route, out and up. You know what I mean? We'll see how that goes. But that's one thing I'm afraid of is the out routes, and we'll see how that goes. But I think we're gonna need a chipper. You're gonna have to have somebody chip on Bosa.
Yeah, we don't have that blocking back anymore, dude.
No, we don't. We don't at all.
You know, like
but a little chip does a lot. You just hit him in the shoulder pad. You hit him in the shoulder pad. You stop him for a little bit, and then maybe Pollard can go out for a route on the flats or whatever it is. And I think we're gonna need a chipper for sure.
We need to keep Pollard in, dude. I think. He's gonna have to help out as much as he could, just getting the freaking way. You know, he's a terrible blocking back. He is.
And I think what Dak needs to do when nobody's open, his hot route is not open, they just run. Just get positive yards.
Yeah. And a punt isn't a bad thing all the time.
It's not a bad thing.
No, it's not.
So if you get 1 or 2 yards and you slide, I'm fine with that.
Yes.
You just can't make mistakes and you can't have turnovers.
Yeah. Something positive. That's it.
That's it. I think we'll be fine.
But ain't there, freaking live another series, dude. You know, like it ain't there, throw it out.
Anybody else scare you on the opposite side of the 49ers ball? Yeah, on their side? Do you anything?
Everybody scared me, dude. We got Debo, Purdy's playing out his mind. You got, the receivers are outstanding.
Nobody's even talking about their tight end, George Kittle, which is fucking.
Yeah, that's crazy, right? Like,
right. Yeah. So.
You got that Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah.
Yeah. He had 150 yards, dude.
Yeah, I think he played himself into a contract somewhere else next year because they can't afford him. I think he's going to be gone next year. Hopefully he's gone. But
George Kittle hasn't been targeted very much, though, dude. That's what's crazy.
He will be against us, though. Watch, because our linebackers aren't the best.
Right.
That so. Yeah. I think he's going to be targeted a lot. But like you said, DQ has to come up with. Yeah, he has to go balls out, man. He can't be conservative.
Dude. You can't be conservative. This is not a game. And it's early in the season. Go ahead and experiment. You're always conservative against good teams. Why don't you just do something different? And it's early in the season. If we lose this one, we lose this one. Whatever. But don't cheat the defense and being super conservative with them.
Yeah.
You got athletes.
I think you're right. You got to confuse them. You got to have a safety blitz. You got to have a corner blitz here and there. You got to have. Yep. You got to have some stunts. You got to have some twists. You got to send a Micah here to the right, left, middle. You got to confuse them.
Purdy's smart, but you think he's as smart as a Mac Jones? I don't think so, personally.
I don't, dude. I think
Mac Jones is way smarter than him, and if we confuse the shit out of him, we could do the same thing with Purdy.
Look, nothing against Brock Purdy, but he's in Kyle Shanahan's offense. You put Purdy in Shanahan's offense or McVay's offense, it's quarterback friendly. They're going to look good.
Yeah.
You put him in somebody else's offense, Bengals, Raiders, whoever else, he's not going to look that good. These offenses make these guys look really good. And that's what he's undefeated, so I don't want to take anything away from him, but he does have a great defense. And his his head coach is offensive coordinator. He's offensive minded. He's really good. So you're right. I think Mac Jones is smarter than him. So I think he's middle of the pack quarterback. He's not top 10. I mean, he's good, but he's not great. But it's all about confusing him, like you said, DQ. It's all about staying home on the D ends and watching those waggles and those boots. So Dan Quinn's got his work cut out for him, man. It's gonna be tough.
And our rush defense, dude.
Yeah.
It gotta be. That's McCaffrey is gonna run all over us, dude. Yeah. If we don't stop him, we gotta come up with something. We have to.
Yeah, our fatties in the middle, like Hankins and Mozzie Smith, what I think Molly Smith's getting better. It's taking him some time because he's plugging up the holes. He's staying in their lanes now. But they have to come up with their A game, man. This is going to be tough sledding for the fatties, dude.
Yeah,
Big time.
I agree.
But
He's powerful and fast too, man.
I know you got to watch out.
He's got the package.
Got to watch out for the screens with this guy, man.
Yeah.
Goes open field, he's gone. Done
Yep.
deals. So let's get to the all important predictions, which is my favorite part of the show. I got T over here who said that he's picking the Cowboys to win 27-20. I don't know what Lucha Libre Hoy's prediction is, but I'm sure he has the Cowboys winning. What is your prediction for this game?
I never picked Cowboys to lose. This will be the first time.
Oh shit!
It's just because the Niners are super impressive right now. Like you said, the coach is offensive minded. He gets the ball out of Purdy's hands quick. That's not what our defense is about. We don't want a quarterback to get the ball off quick. It's going to be our secondary, and I think Christian McCaffrey is just way too much right now. He's a different player. He looks good. He looks the best he's ever seen, and that's our kryptonite right there. That's our kryptonite. A guy who can run, a guy who can catch the pass and run. Then they got Debo if they wanted to run with him. It's just crazy. I have was 27-17. We're gonna lose by 10.
Damn. All right.
I don't want to do it, but I'm being realistic here.
Yeah, no. I'm actually on board with you. I'm the same way. Like if this was week 8 or 9 and we were playing them, I would have a different. I would say something. And at home, I would say something different. But their offense, they've been in for a few years now. They got their offense packed down. We don't have our offense all the way down. Therefore, I'm going to say we're going to lose as well because of those reasons. I think it's going to be too much for us, but it is what it is. But if we see them in the playoffs, we'll be that much better. Hopefully in the playoffs. Last year in the playoffs, we only lost by 19-12. Should be close, but I'm somewhere around you, what you're saying, but I have it more like 23-13 Niners win, which is unfortunate because the spread is only 3.5. And you and I are both saying they're going to lose by 10. That's what's crazy. Being Cowboy fans, we're not looking too much like Cowboy fans right now, to be honest with you. But
we're diehard Cowboy fans, but you gotta be realistic and you gotta give props for props. I mean, they're just playing. They're the best team in the NFL right now. I think they're the best team in the NFL.
I agree. Even though they haven't played much of a competition, if you look at their schedule, it's a fucking Mickey Mouse schedule, dude. They might, if we don't beat them, there might be Seattle has a chance because they play them tough. There might be 2 other games that they have a legitimate shot of losing. Other than that, it's maybe the Rams, but I don't know. They got a cake schedule, but I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, you and I are wrong.
Yeah.
And we'll get on here and we'll be like, hey, we were wrong. You put it in our mouths because we were.
That's wrong. My worst case scenario, and I'm ready to put it in my mouth, dude. But it's just I've never been realistic on games very much. I'm always going with the, I'm a Cowboy fan and this is how I want to do it. But after seeing these Niners, it's just I gotta be realistic, man. And
well, it's a good thing Lucha Libre is not on the show with us because he'd be telling us, "Oh, you guys are idiots. You guys
are assholes.
You guys are assholes. You're not Cowboy fans." Blah blah blah. But we just gotta be realistic. You know what sucks about this is Sean and I are gonna be at a wedding. It might be good that we're at a wedding so we don't actually see the game live. So we're gonna be at a wedding Sunday night, and it's like I know who has a wedding on Sunday night, right? But we're at a wedding Sunday night, and we're not gonna be able to watch the game live. So maybe that's a good thing. Maybe we don't get pissed off.
No, I'll be looking at my phone, dude. I can't. I'm not.
Dude, I'm not. I'm gonna record it and watch it. Try to watch it later. Yeah, I don't.
Okay, I'll do that too. Then
I don't want to see it, dude. I just want to get home and then I'll watch it. It's like,
how many people is gonna come up to us?
I know they're gonna be somebody with the fat mouth and be like, "Hey,
I know, dude. That's what.
Oh, did you see the score? Or blah blah blah." So we're gonna be walking by. Somebody's gonna have it on their phone watching the game or something. I don't know. Something's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen.
Yeah, whatever. We'll just enjoy cousin's wedding and. We'll come home and see what's going on.
But
hopefully we're wrong.
Like Sugar Ray did when he fought Hagler. He said, "I will win because nobody thinks I can win. Well, it could be the Cowboys. We will win because nobody thinks we can win, right? Hopefully it happens. So
I don't know. It hasn't happened in the past.
I know, right? I know. Right? This is gonna be tough. But anyways, Dallas Cowboys take Sean Ryu. Hopefully we shock the world and we'll see what happens. But until next week, go boys.
Go boys.
How about them Cowboys?